Hey guys, so apologies that I didn't get to do the streaking tips video last night. Had some bedtime issues, people getting up, small people getting up that weren't supposed to. Anyway, really dug into my evening and I didn't get to sit down and do this video. So thank you for your patience. But regardless, here we go. We're going to give you a video tonight. I'm going to show you some tips for some of the harder to apply shades. So generally speaking, some of the ones that are on the really low end, so a lot of the really nude colors or super dark colors can be more difficult to apply if you're not used to the style of application of this kind of product. So starting out with like a Bella or a Fly Girl or a Satsy Z, those are a lot easier to apply. They're really kind of issue free. And then once you're used to doing that, it's easier to get into the darker and lighter colors, and you probably don't even notice, which is probably why I haven't encountered too many problems. But that being said, it happens. So I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks for how to prevent that or how to troubleshoot that if it happens to you. So one of the first things to do, which is a really good idea anyway, quite frankly, is to not prime your lips, that's not the right word, but to just take some of the Oops remover and put that on to make sure your lips are super clean, free of any kind of debris, oil, all that kind of stuff. So take the Oops remover, rub your lips together there. And that's going to make sure that your lips are really clean, because that's one of the most important things, is to make sure your lips are clean and dry. So I've got a makeup wipe here. You're going to clean it off and then dry. So now they're as clean basically as they can be and dry. The next step, so this is Icicle, and people always wonder what's Icicle for, because it looks like a gloss. It's clear, doesn't have any pigment in it, but it essentially is the same thing as the Lipsense. It has all the bonding agents, so it's all the things in a Lipsense that makes it stay. So the longevity power this is the magic right here. It just doesn't have the pigment. So with some of the trickier, really light colors or really dark colors, this can provide your base coat. And that makes it a lot easier for the other ones to apply, because you've already put on that first layer. So often with those tricky colors, you'll see the first layer, you're like, it's all streaky, and then you freak out, and that's not good. So we'll put the Icicle on, and it's the same thing. So you want to do it thin, like just because you can't see it doesn't mean you want to slap it on, 4 inches thick either. My family's watching golf. Don't worry. It's all good. So you might still feel that tingling sensation because it's everything except for the pigment in the tube. So a little bit. And I shouldn't be talking, but I'm trying to show you. So anyway, it provides a nice base coat. The other thing that's really important, really important with the darker, the super dark or the super light colors, is to make sure that your coat's dry between applications. So wait, it's worth the wait. Overdo it in the beginning, especially. And also super shake, right? Again, think of it like salad dressing. If you don't shake it up well, you're just going to end up with either a bunch of like vinegary herbs or a bunch of oil. Neither is good. You need them mixed together. So do a super shake. Really scrape off the excess. So again, emphasize the thinness. Now, as you know, the rules are one direction. Don't go back and forth. All that kind of stuff. That being said, rules are made to be broken. So if you find you missed a little spot, it's okay to just back up. Don't go back and forth, but back up and keep going in the same direction. Okay? I'm going to use Sheer Berry just because I think it'll turn out better in the video for you to see, rather than Bravo or Apple Cider, which are some of the other colors that are tricky, but I want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. So Sheer Berry is one that causes difficulty sometimes as well, but it also shows better on video. So, all right, so I just shook it up again because I started to talk again. Here we go. So all the excess, really, really thin, nothing goopy on there. Okay, good. Even pressure, okay? All right. So see here, there's that little bit of color that's standing out. I'm going to scrape it off because that's going to cause a streak. Now it's not there. So I had to go a couple of times that way to get everything, but it's the same direction, so it's okay. Round 1. I'm going to shake it between coats too. Want to make sure it really, really dries. All right, we're good? No excess. Oh, a little bit, actually. There we go. Much better. Good putting, apparently. Okay. And again. Ah, what's that? All right, last one. Okay.
Well, the money that I took for the toothpaste, you don't get that back. Yeah, the other one. Because he already used this.
All right, there we go. Some serious allowance negotiation going on in the other room. Okay. Gloss. So, that was 4 coats. But the icicle makes it stick better. If you're still having trouble, I would say icicle, color, icicle, color. And that'll make it stick better. So that's kind of a pain because then you're buying another icicle. You know, so talk to me about that. We can chat about options. The other thing is, you know, you'll notice a couple times I did, you know, a little bit more here. You can blot a little bit where you notice you've made mistakes. And as you get more comfortable using the product, that gets easier. You get more confident. You're like, oh, I can do that. You know, I can do a little touch up there, here and there. So, you know, the rules still apply. 3 coats, clean lips, as best you can, one direction. And if you have to just blot a little bit in places where it's a little lighter or, you know, when you're better to have, if you're coming up with streaks where you have like rivers, so you have like a real big line of something dark, what that means is you've got too much on your brush and that you're pushing too hard on your lips, right? So you want to make the face of your gloss have an even color representation on the front, and you want to keep the pressure even, okay? Anyway, that's a little video with some tips and tricks for colors that might be a little more streaky, and as you get better at it, you won't have to use, you know, the icicle, but it does help for sure. So hopefully that helped. If you have any other questions, by all means, send me a note. All right? Happy Saturday.